ونصلي على رسول الكريم. What we're discussing here, remember we said we're discussing the conditions that need to be found before the salat for the salat to be valid. And from amongst those conditions is that your aura must be covered. And we discuss what the aura is, right? Now, I'll just briefly tell you, in the next ibara, they're telling you that look here, what is the had, or what is the definition, or what is the limit of what will not be tolerated. So in simple words, what he's saying, the whole discussion coming forward, if 1/4 or more, I repeat, if 1/4 or more of a limb is exposed for the duration of 3 tasbihat, then that will nullify the salat. And I told you, you can say 3 tasbihat. Ulama say also, if you take 3 fingers and you close it and you open it like slowly like this, look at me. Or like this. I can't close it. Can you close it like that? 1, 2, 3. That would be 3 tasbihat. So if, for example, a woman's hair is exposed, sometime during the course of a salat, maybe the scarf fell off, or just like fell off partially, and quick, she covered her hair again, all right? Then, if it was lesser than 3 tasbih, salah is still intact, right? While we're discussing this hair masla, I just want to mention to you, you get a lot of this new scarves, it is chiffon and all this type of thing. You can see through it. That does not suffice for covering it. Remember, clothes has got two prerequisites. One is it must conceal the shape of the body, that's one, and must conceal the color of the skin. So that scarf, which through it you can see the hair, it does not consider that the hair has been covered. It's not. You can see that if you can see the hair through, it's not considered to be covered, right? Or to be covered, it is considered to be still exposed, right? Anyway, read the sabak. If you have understood what I told you now, all of it will come into this. Bismillah, read. So, فإن صلت وربع ساقية مكشوف, same I told you. If she read salah and 1/4 of her shin was exposed, right? Oh, thuluth or 1/3. So obviously 1/3 is more than 1/4, right? Then to ilu salat, she have to repeat the salat. So simple, yeah. Maybe she had a trouser, whatever, and in the salat, maybe the what you call the pipe of the trouser just came up, but she pushed it down quick, immediately. Then her salat is intact. But if it rolled up, the trouser rolled up, and for the duration of 3 tasbih, 1/4 or more of her shin was exposed, then we'll say salat is broken, she has to start again, right? So so if you look at thuluthuha, it's actually more than 3. So it's actually thuluthuha is actually more than 1/4. So it's already included in rubu saqiya. You understood that? Carry on. So this is in the Abi Hanifah wa Muhammadin. According to Abu Hanifa and Muhammad, right? Read the next one. Yeah. وإن كان أقل من الربع لا تعيد. If the exposed area is lesser than 1/4, right? So here we said 1/4 or more will nullify the salah. So anything lesser than 1/4, it will not nullify the salah. وإن كان أقل من الربع لا تعيد, you should have to repeat the salah. Carry on. Yeah. Imam Yusuf is more strict here. No, he's more lenient, sorry. He's more lenient. وقال أبو يوسف لا تعيد إن كان أقل من نصف. If it is just under 50%, half, then you don't have to repeat. In other words, when half or more of the limb is exposed, then you have to repeat. When half or more of the limb is exposed, then you have to repeat. You understood that? See there. وقال أبو يوسف رحمه الله تعيد إن كان أقل من نصف. Imam Yusuf said she will not repeat if it is lesser than half. Carry on. لأن الشيء إنما يوصف بالكثرة إذا كان ما يقابل أقل منها. What is saying that ibarat? You'll say something is a lot. When will it be a lot? If it is being more than the thing is being compared to. That's what I'm saying. Right? Something will be considered a lot only when it is more than that which is being compared to. So he's saying 51 is more than 49, hence that will be a lot. So if it's a lot, then it will nullify the salah. You understood that? لأن الشيء was something إنما يوصف بالكثرة. It will only be described with كثرة, with a lot, إذا كان ما يقابل, when that which is being compared to أقل منه is lesser than that, right? Why? So why do we use this, that you must look at it, what is being compared to, etc.? Because إذهما من أسماء المقابلة, because a lot, a little, it is from those words which have opposites. So to understand what it is, what it means, you have to look at the opposite. Right. So now, the question comes about, now the question comes, we said if it's 51%, it's a lot, so it will nullify the salah, right? And we say it's 49%, it's a little, it will not nullify the salah. So what happened if it's exactly 50%? What happened if it's exactly 50%? So according to Imam Yusuf, exactly half of the lady's shin exposed. Or maybe for a man, exactly half of his thigh, or exactly half of his buttock was exposed. وفي النصف عنه رواية, there's two riwayats, for example. فاعتبر الخروج عن حد القلة. So he said, look here, this is interesting. He said, look here, if it's exactly 50%, it is not a little anymore. Because remember, we said 49 is a little as opposed to 51. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's exactly 50, it's not a little. Because 49 was a little, right? But 50 isn't a little. So according to them, then 50 will also nullify the salah. So you see, that's what he's saying. فَاعْتَبَرَ الْخُرُوجَ عَنْ حَدِّ الْقِلَّةِ, he considers coming out from the definition of little. أو عدم الدخول في ضدها. Or you say, look, it's another way of looking at it. If you look at 50, it's not a lot, because 51 is a lot as opposed to 59. And yet this didn't reach 51. This did not reach 51. So it is not a lot. So two ways of looking at it. We don't know which is a fatwa, which is a preferred, but we gave you the reason for both his opinions there, right? Carry on. Yeah. Say, walahuma, they to say, the reason the said 4 or more, I'm sorry, 1/4 or more is considered to be a lot. Walahum anna ruba yuhka hikayat al-kamali. According to them, 1/4 yuhka hikayat al-kamal is considered to be a lot. When it's 1/4 or more, why? There's a few proofs. Why? Kama fi mashi ra'si. Look at the masla of making masa of the head. We know it is sunnah to make masa of the whole head, right? But if you make masa of 1/4 or more, your masa is done. So there we consider 1/4 to be a lot. For example, wal halaqi fil ihrami. You know, when you come out of ihram for the men, the women, they just have to twirl one finger's length of hair and cut it and come out, right? But if you look at the men, minimum they must shave 1/4 of the head. Once they shave 1/4 of the head, they come out. So that's another proof to show you 1/4 is more, right? So another proof, وَمَنْ رَأَى وَجْهَ غَيْرِهِ يُحْكَمُ بِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَإِنْ لَمْ يَرَ إِلَّا أَحَدَ جَوَانِبِ الْأَرْبَعِ. Your face got 4 angles to it, right? If you see only 1/4, you see a person from the side, right? What? يخبر, right? يحكم يخبر okay. So what is saying here? Look here. If I saw you from the side, maybe you were sitting there, and I just saw you from the side, I saw 1/4 of your face. We will still say, I saw Luqman, right? So 1/4 is enough. It is sufficient for the entire ru'yah to take place. So same thing here. This is Tarafain's qawl, that 1/4 or more is exposed, then it will nullify the salah. Are you with me? Is it quite clear? You got to read next one. Yeah, just saying, وَمَنْ رَأَى وَجْهَ غَيْرِهِ يُحْكَمُ بِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَإِنْ لَمْ يَرَ إِلَّا أَحَدَ. If he only sees one side, أَحَدَ جَوَانِبِ, al-arba, one side of the four parts of the face. You see one portion, one fourth of it, you still say you saw him. All right? So which is the four parts of the face? Maybe the front, the side, and unless I'm still wondering what is the four parts. I know if you look at it from the front, there's a one, side. Any idea what is the fourth part? Maybe the back of the head, maybe. So maybe we can check up about more on that. Or if anybody knows the answer, they can share the answer with us. Right. So now, the next ibadah, they're explaining to you that you look at each limb individually. See, washa'ru, the hair is a separate limb. Interesting here now. For the woman, look at me 1 second. The hair that is on the head, like here, that you don't consider, that is part of the head. And the hair that flows down is a separate limb. You understood that? So if a woman's hair was exposed, if it is from the part on the head, like, then you look at if it's 1/4 or more of the head that has been exposed. Are you with me? And if it's the hair that flows beyond the head, then that would look at separately. If it's 1/4 or more, like I tell you, this masala is relevant. Sometimes you see the ladies are reading the scarf. Maybe the bottom of the hair is exposed, just at the bottom. So the nazil means that it's going to come in the kitab also, that which flows beyond the head. So you don't have to look, you won't look at all the hair from the forehead and see from the forehead, right to the bottom, 1/4 or more is exposed. You will just look at, so you look at the head separate with the hair on it, and you look at the nazil that flows, right? So they're saying, وَالشَّعْرُ, the hair on the head is separate. وَالْبَطَنُ, the stomach is a separate limb. وَالْفَخِذُ, and the thigh, كذلك, like that, is a separate limb. So يعني على هذا الاختلاف, so the same اختلاف that is between Tarafain and Imam Abu Yusuf. In all of this, Tarafain say 1/4 or more, it will nullify. So what Imam Abu Yusuf says, if it's lesser than half, don't reply. So don't repeat. He's a bit more flexible in the matter. But the fatwa is on Tarafain. Carry on. Yeah. Why do we look at each individually? Why? لأن كل واحد أذن على حيدة. Because everyone, لأن كل واحد أذن على حيدة, is a separate what? Lam. Yeah. So I was telling you this, when they say sha'r, we don't mean head. Ras is different. So you understood that part. So the lady, the hair is on her head. That you don't count. That you consider part of the head. So he's saying, وَالْمُرَادُ بِهِ, what is meant? وَالْمُرَادُ بِالشَّعْرِ النَّازِلُ مِنَ الرَّأْسِ, that flows, descends beyond the head. هُوَ الصَّحِيحُ, that is a sahih. I mean, the fatwa is out upon that, right? So in the next ibarah, they're going to ask you, look at me 1 second. They're going to ask you here, they're answering this question here. If you say the head is separate and the hair is separate, why do we say that if we say that, look here, when a woman has got her hair plaited, when a woman has got her hair plaited, right, then he needs a faraz ghusl. What is a maslah? If it's plaited very tight, you don't have to unplait the hair. She'll just pass hair on her head, right? She will just have to pass the hair on her head. So what does this suggest? This suggests what? It's part of the head or not part of the head, right? It suggests this is not part of the head. So وَإِنَّمَا وُضِئَ غَسْلُهُ فِي الْجَنَابَةِ لِمَكَانِ الْحَرَجِ. So the only reason why washing has been lifted off or forfeited in janabat لِمَكَانِ الْحَرَجِ, because of the difficulty. So what he's saying here is that hair is actually part of the head. The opposite way, as I was saying. The hair that flows from the head is actually part of the head. Right? But so if it is part of the head, then the question comes about, why is there leeway for her not to wash it? If it's plaited so tight, then she just have to pass the water over it. They're giving a reason. Because in forcing her to open the hair and wash each strand of hair and making sure each strand of hair is wet, there is difficulty in that, right? You understood that? Carry on. Right. So one is, one is aura. Just look at me 1 second. One is aura, which like we discussed, is like for a man's auras from below his navel till below his knee. A woman's whole body is an aura. That's aura. And one is called al-aura. That's called the aura khafifa. And aura ghaliza means the actual private part. Like for a male, like the zakar, what we say, the zakar. Then we got the khussatain, the two testicles. For the woman, the actual farj. And then the tubur. This is called aura ghaliza. What is called? The actual private organ. And one is aura khafifa, which is like what I told you from below the level. So he's saying, well, auratul ghalidatu ala hadha al-ikhtilaf. The same thing here. This ikhtilaf between tarafain and Imam Yusuf. In other words, according to Imam Tarafain, if half of 1/4 of the actual zakar, the male private organ, is exposed, then right. Stacey is saying, وَالذَّكَرُ يُعْتَبَرُ بِانْفِرَادِهِ. The male private organ is a separate thing. وَكَذَا الْأُنْثَيَانِ. And like it also, the testicles are separate. وَهَذَا هُوَ الصَّحِيحُ. This is correct. وَالضَّمُّ. You won't add the male private part and the testicles together. Now you say 1/4 or more. No. The male testicle is separate and the testicles is separate. Each one will look at individually. Right? Okay, now next ibarat is a new discussion there. We'll leave that for tomorrow. Just 1 second. Just 1 second, 1 second. Yeah. So this ibarat here says, وَإِنَّمَا وُضِعَ غَسْلُهُ فِي الْجَنَابَةِ. Actually, it is an answer to an objection. The objection is this: if the objection is this here, if the hair is part of the aura, why is it necessary to? If the hair is part of it, why can she get away without washing it? That's the objection. I didn't explain it just now properly. If the hair is part of the aura, right? We're saying, look here, if a woman exposes 1/4 or more of her flowing hair, then also her namaz is nullified, right? So if somebody says, okay, that means the exposing of the hair will nullify the salah, so it means part of the aura, right? So if it's part of the aura, why can she get away without washing it? Understood? Well, if it's part of the aura, why does she get away without washing it? So we say the reason, when it is plaited into a tight knot, the reason she get away without washing it is because it's haraj to force her to open it up, right? Understood that? I think I missed that part earlier. What you were saying, Maf? Yeah. وهذا والصحيح. Whenever you have this, it shows that there's ikhtilaf in a maslah. There's some ulama will say, no, you consider the main private organs and the testicles together. But the correct fatwa is that you look at the male private organs separate. If 1/4 or more, maybe a person has it, the hole in his trouser or whatever, and the testicles will be separate. So we look at if 1/4 or more of the male organ is exposed, then obviously it will nullify. Or if the testicles or 1/4 or more is exposed, then it will also nullify. So actually, there's more leniency in this because we don't join it together. Because obviously each one must be exposed individually before we'll say the namaz is nullified. Huh? Yeah, do not dhammi. You won't join it and consider it. You won't say, look here, take the male private organ and the testicles together and see now 1/4 or more is exposed. You look at each one individually. All right? Okay, we'll stop there tomorrow, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.